Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. For today's video, I'm doing a follow-up to my previous video, the Top is Trash, a OnlyFans discussion. This is part two. If you guys didn't see, I posted that video in response to all of the discourse about the characters and what's going on in OnlyFriends from episodes 1 through 3. And I thought today I would kind of do a follow-up where I go through the comment section of that video and give my, responses to your comments. Now, a lot of the comments I have responded to, if not all, I think, but some of them I just really didn't want to write a novel, so I didn't. So I might expand on my thought process or my comment in this video, which will be fun. And I'm really happy that you guys engage with me in the comment section. And hello to new subscribers. Thank you for subscribing. And I'm really excited because tomorrow, obviously, is going to be a new episode, episode 4. And I'm excited to be reacting to it in real time or on time because I was late on the last one. Episode 3 reaction was like days later. So I'm excited to actually be able to watch it, react, and join the discourse while it's happening as soon as it happens, So now, before we get into it, I just want to let you guys know that I'm not attacking anyone personally. I'm not trying to be antagonistic towards you. I know it can get kind of heated when it comes to TV shows and series, books, whatever the case may be, and people have different points of views. So whenever I'm replying to your comment, I'm not trying to attack you or come at you sideways, even though I may have a more abrasive tone, only because, I'm trying to make sense of what I may feel like doesn't make sense and just trying to, gauge a better understanding of how you feel, but also want to express how I feel. So there's no personal attack. I'm not trying to get people to hate on you or I hate you, or I just want us to have a nice little kiki about what's going on. And I just want to see your point of view more so if you can give me more, because a lot of these comments I'm going to read, they just prove my point I was making in that last video, and I just wanted to kind of understand more everyone's thought process in a way, because there's some people who left comments that really explain why they feel the way they feel. I'm going to read the comment, but I remember someone saying they just like the actor Mark, so they feel bad for Nick, but they understand that Nick is out here wilding, and he, I'll read the comment, but you know what I'm saying? They can explain why they may feel attachment towards a character, and I'm like, oh, that makes sense. I would do the same. I'm like, if I like when it comes to Top and Mew, I like Top and Mew, so what's going on with them, I'm not really feeling too upset by. But I can also be like, well, Mew, you broke up with your man and you playing these games, and Top, it's not great that you over here busting down his bestie. Like you can call out the upsetting aspects of what they're doing, but also being like, well, I still like them. Or, I just feel like sometimes the extreme happens, like you hate a character or they're terrible, and it's like, well, why aren't you considering everything else that's going on? I don't understand why you're not doing that, but I guess because you may like the character, or I don't know. There's lots of factors in why you feel the way you feel, and lots of people left comments about that. So I'm excited to kind of get into that and kind of go through everything. Okay, so the first comment we have here is, I don't like Sand's character because he's always giving mixed signal towards Ray. One moment he's like, get away, the another moment he's like, kissy, kissy, kissy. But it's still the beginning. I did leave a comment or responding to this, but I just wanted to, reiterate here. I don't understand this. It doesn't make any sense to me because in the beginning, Ray and Sand had an antagonistic dynamic with each other, about to fight up in the bar. But Ray did apologize. So Sand's cool. He's like, it's fine. They squashed the beef for the most part. But Sand is actively bothering this boy a lot. Now they have bonded, like Ray, no, not Ray. Sand knows Ray's backstory and kind of sympathizes with him and his, he doesn't just seem as like a rich, annoying rich kid. You know what I mean? Like he didn't seem as that fully. He's getting to know the person behind all that and the demons he's battling because he's drinking a lot. So like he's cool with him. It's just that Ray is annoying. Like I like Ray too, but he is aggravating. He keeps popping up on this boy, cock blocking. It's a lot. And I can see why you might think Sand is giving mixed signal because he's 1 minute like get away from me, 1 minute let's I'm gonna indulge in this, but it's not like he is the one going around Ray flirting with him, and then the next minute he's being giving him the cold shoulder. That's more mixed signals to me. It's more so he's cool with Ray, but Ray is aggravating, so he responds accordingly. Like, hey, like, no, I'm good. Like, I don't need a ride. Like, I'm fine. Like, leave me alone. Like, and that he's not giving mixed signal because he'll indulge because Ray is persistent. You know, Ray won't let up. You know, he keeps flirting with him. He keeps, and sometimes you notice when he stopped the whole flirting thing and be kind of real or kind of like less care, like less goofy about it. Sam's like, you know what? All right, let me indulge. And then most times we've seen they've been kind of like smoking and drinking, so he's kind of like at ease by the time he does give in. So it's not like he's flipping the switch just like that. There's other factors in which that's going to be a common theme in this video. There's other factors at play on why the characters make the decisions they do. You know what I mean? So I don't agree with this. I don't think Sand, like you said, you don't like Sand. Go off. You don't have to like Sand. I'm not trying to change your mind on that. I'm just trying to make sense of it because it doesn't make sense to me. He's what mixed signals? He's not giving no mixed signals. He's cool with him, and when he's not annoyed, he'll be like, "All right, let's bust down, let's make out." I don't know if that's mixed signals if you indulge in those things. Okay, so this comment, I love Mark so much, but I feel like some people are letting their love for the actor bleed into how they treat the character. Oh, I do agree with that. That does happen. Boston is trifling for all the plotting and scheming against Mew. I agree because he is. No one's talking about that for some reason, but I am. So I agree with you on that. But one thing we can't blame him for is Nick's feelings. Ooh. He constantly reminds him that he doesn't want anything serious and even mentioned in one episode that he would leave if Nick was looking for more. Points are being made. As someone had mentioned before, it seems like Nick is someone who is insecure and lacked romantic attention. Oh, that's true. Someone did leave a comment saying that. So he became attached to Boston and now borderline obsessed. I'm not sure if I feel like he's obsessed, but based on what happened in the last episode with the bug in the car and him playing that and playing the audio, like hearing it as it happens, it is giving Lifetime scary movie thriller vibes. So you may be onto something with this. I'm not coming for Nick in that sense because I actually see my younger self in him. See, that's the thing I'm talking about. Whenever someone's like, "Oh, I can relate to this so hard that I feel a ways," I love that. I love those kind of rebuttals because it's like, not a rebuttal, but like a lot of reasoning behind your feelings toward the character. You're like, "Oh, I see myself," and that's the point. But you also can acknowledge that what you may be feeling or your actions because of what's happening can be seen as toxic and not gain you sympathy in the situation because you're like, well, it sucks that you're going through this and I understand your feelings, but you're out here wilding, and that's not, we don't need to do that, bestie. We do not need to be doing that. That's a little extreme. See, I love stuff like this, guys. Oh my gosh. Um, but someone has been in this place before. It's not the responsibility of the person to play along with your fantasies. I do agree. Boston is trifling, but he's not responsible for Nick's feelings or being considerate towards them. And it's not like he's presented as this very nice. He is nice enough, but we see him scheming. So we know that he is, you know, one of the antagonistic factors in the show. So expecting him to, consider Nick's feelings and be, a nice guy about that doesn't make any sense because he's not that type of person. So I don't know why it would be. That's a good reason to dislike Boston, but to drag him on his actions when he present himself as that doesn't make any sense to me. I'm like, he is who he is. He's acting like how he's acting, and that's not on that. I don't know why because of that, why we can't say Nick is out here wilding as well. Um, Also, bugging the car. of the person you are not in a relationship with, or anyone of that matter, is crazy and an extreme violation of privacy. But everyone seems to ignore that. They do. They feel like, Nick's being slighted or being strung along or gave false hope, so they're ignoring his response to Boston, and it's extreme and it's crazy. We should ignore everyone's actions in the narrative. That doesn't make sense to me. Let's consider all the things and go and take that information and move forward. Yes, you could be like, oh, you know what? I don't mind him bugging the car, sure, but don't act like he's not wrong for doing it, because he's wrong for doing that. That's the thing. He can be wrong for doing it, and we acknowledge that. But you can still like him. You can still be like, you know what? Bug his car. Pop up at his school. Go to we can do both things. um, he also went through photos of his customer's phone. Oh, you know what? He was doing that. Yes, Boston response to that was kind of like, "Oh, that's what's up," but that was crazy. I didn't even think about that. I mean, I remember him doing that, obviously, and him pleasuring himself to the photo. Like, I remember it. It's just that's wild. So the behavior he's doing, the invasion of privacy behavior he's been doing, has already begun in the beginning, and I didn't even consider that. I just am thinking of him kind of bringing up being with Boston multiple times, being like, "Okay, Nick," and then him bugging the car, like, "Okay, Nick," but he was already in the beginning doing the things of the things. Everything's everything, baby. This is my favorite comment. I'm so sorry. You made all the points and bringing things to light. I love discussions like this. I love discussions of these shows. I like watching these shows and having discourse about them. But like when I get comments like this, where there's all the sense is being made, all the points are being made, I get my life. Ugh, I love it. I love it. Okay, let's go to another comment. It says here, I disagree on top busting down Boston not being an issue. Okay, pause. I'm not saying it's not an issue. I've always said in my other video, and then even in my episode 3 reaction, like, it's not a good idea for him to do this. It wasn't great that he did this. I am saying he is not betraying or going against Mew fully in doing this, because that's not his man. He broke up with him. Both, like, the times he was in the shower and at in the car, he's not with Mew. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying it's not an issue. It is an issue. It's going to cause some issues. I'm not saying it's not. He's not at fault, and it's the narrative running away like he's fully wrong in his action doesn't make sense to me. But let's continue reading. Top is aware of Top is aware that Boston is trying to bust him down. Um, Wait. Oh, he's aware that he wants to bust down despite him wanting to be with Mew. He gets this evidence from 2 years ago about Mew and goes, "Well, let's bust down with Boston because I'm sad." This is a grown man. All he had to do was walk to Mew, but he chose not to. That's on him. Let's not shift the blame to Boston as if Top has been putting up that much fight with him. He wanted to bust down Boston too, and the video gave him the green light. Now, I don't feel the way you feel about this. Because think of it this way. Now, this is an extreme, so take it with a grain of salt mostly. But maybe someone gets assaulted at a bar or in the public, right? And you hear people saying, "Well, that person should have stayed home that night. That person shouldn't have worn that short skirt. That person should have been visibly queer outside. They would have gotten gay bashed." Where is the other person who did the assaulting going to get brought up? And in this scenario, I know it's extreme. It's not the same exact thing, so I'm like being dramatic, but I'm trying to make a point here. What is happening is the person is a victim of the situation is just seen as the problem. They should have did this. They should have did that. They should have, coulda, woulda. It's all they should have, coulda, woulda, and not actually what happened. And the person who is causing the most harm is not being brought up or considered in the conversation for some reason. In this case, Boston. Let's run through it real quick. When Boston saw Mew and Top getting a little bit closer, he confronts him in the bathroom. Was like, "Hey, he not gonna give it up to you." He's like, "Well, I'm trying to get some nookie, but also get with him." And he refused his flirting. Because remember, he touched his hand in the same way he was washing his hands. He was like, "Nah, I'm good." When they become a couple, Boston goes into Mew's ear and said, "Hey, he's trying to play you. He's trying to nail and bail." So Mew is like, "You know what? I'm not gonna let that happen. I'm about to make him wait," and breaks up with him. Right? Boston takes advantage of that situation and goes into the shower, and he does give him a little pushback, but not enough pushback, obviously. So they start making out a little bit. But then Boston, again, at the party, puts another plan in motion. He gets into to Ray's ear to make him more antagonistic towards Top. And Top's like, "Damn, you really are wilding. Like, I know you don't like me, but you really..." And then here comes Boston on the other end, getting into Top's ear, like, "You know what's going on with them, right? You know why Ray's acting a fool, right? Here's him from 2 years ago. Look, you see how he acting. You see, oh, they still busting down. They still got something going on. You, why you think he broke up with you? Why you think he not ready to be with you just yet? Because he want to still bust him down, right? If you want to know some more proof, come. Let me show the video footage. Come to the car." And then we saw what happened at the end of the episode. I'm just saying Boston is the one doing the betraying because his friend is Mew. I'm just saying, sure, Top could have had more willpower to kind of see through Boston. And I'm not saying he doesn't see. He knows what's up. Like, Boston is not subtle about him wanting to get the nookie. It's not subtle. But he is being influenced by Boston's, you know, manipulation of the situation. And I don't know. I don't think Top is like fully at fault for not doing all the things he could have done to stop him. It would have been nice if he did. Ignored him, brush him away, not believe him, maybe even confront Mew. There's all these things he could have done, but also two people can get the same situation. One person can go this route, other person go that route. I don't think either route is a wrong route to go. You know, one is in their favor, of course, obviously, because this hurts his chances to get with Mew again. But he isn't a horrible person because he fell for the trappings. And you probably like, well, he wanted to do this in the first place. He just needed a reason. Sure, this boy broke up with him, and we saw in that same episode that he was ignoring all these boys, not going to the club, not going to the parties, not texting them back. He's not. He really is about Mew. It just Boston's really manipulating in the situation. I'm not understanding how that's not being considered. It's like, oh, Boston's not at fault. Basically, what this comment is saying, Boston's not at fault. Let's not shift the blame to Boston. Why not? Is he not actively doing this stuff? Like, I'm not. What's not clicking? I'm not clicking with this. Maybe you can make more sense to me in this comment section down below to explain how Boston is not wrong for doing this. And I know I'm gonna get responsible. He is wrong, but Top should have. Sure, Top should have, but he didn't. But there's a reason why he did. It's not he didn't like go out and cheat and go out and play Mew. Someone actively did a bunch of things to get to that point. It wasn't like showing a picture from 2 years ago and that's it. He got in his head. He made Ray be more antagonistic towards him. Like, there's more things going on, more nuance. Am I tripping? I'm not. I know I'm not. Just let me know if I am, though. Let me know if I am. Next comment. Let's see. Todd being upset at Mew Ray allegations has more to do with his own ego than the situation itself. I don't understand that, but let's continue. The same for his pursuit of Mew and his escapades with Boston. And Boston's not dumb. He exactly knew how to get him where he wanted him. That's true. Add that to Todd being dry for 3 months straight. Boom. Okay, sure. Yes. Boston did the things. Top is not getting that nookie, so it's another factor, which I acknowledge that. That's true. Of course. He doesn't owe me anything right now except for being honest, sure. At any point, he could have asked me directly during the party or took him home, but he didn't. Sure, he could have done all those things. He didn't do it. Not to mention that he definitely is not smart to bust down one of his friends while quarantining another. Correct. That is correct. Um, that would definitely come and bite him in the end. That probably will. But that's for me to decide if things at top day are deal breaker or not. That is true. It's not. We feel like it's a deal breaker on our end. I know someone left a comment saying someone I was talking to bust down someone else. I'd be upset. That's for you to feel, and you're not wrong for feeling that way and responding that way. I just it's up to the individual. Because some people are like, well, I'm not gonna confront someone about something because they're not my man. They're not with me. And some people feel possessive over the person that they will confront. They will pop off. They will be upset and respond accordingly. You know what I mean? So everyone has their decisions they're making based on the same situation. I'm just basing stuff on logic, like logically speaking. I'm not saying I wouldn't be upset. Like if I was in Mew's place, I would be like, damn, like. But at the same time, I'm like, well, I did break up with them. We were together. It may be perceived that I'm playing games too. It may be perceived that I'm not taking this seriously. So, benefit of the doubt, I don't know. I don't know if I would go that route, but you know what I mean? Like, there's other factors in, and thinking of things logically may be someone's MO at any given time. So, who knows? Um, okay. So, basically, let's go to another comment. Oh, it says Nick isn't a victim to me. This boy has violated Boston's privacy time and time again because he's desperate to get with him. He pursued him in a sexual way, and Boston proceeded in that manner. BL stands have a morally superior attitude that if you're not what they consider a good person, you're immediately trash. People are more complex than that. I do agree with this comment wholeheartedly. Nick out here wilding, violating, and also the boys love fan if you're not a morally just person. Or sometimes if you're not in game with a character, you're also terrible. This is happening in Kim Porsche. What's that guy's what's his the character's name Tawan, where he was clearly doing horrible things, but Vegas, the person he did the horrible things for, isn't seeing the same light, even though Vegas is also horrible. But Vegas is in game with another character, so you want to ship those characters, so you don't want to. There's other things you like. You're like, oh, his upbringing with his dad, and that's why he's the way he is, and it's not his fault. But he himself is manipulating someone else, and the person he's manipulating, oh, he's terrible, he's trash, he needs to die. Da-da-da-da. I'm like, that doesn't make any sense. Why are you not keeping the same energy with two of the characters who are acting the exact same? They're both being awful, and one is manipulating the other one. So what? That doesn't make any sense. So either, like he said, if they don't deem you as a good character, you're trash, or if you're end game and they just ship you so hard, because the Boys Love fan likes to ship the boys together, and even though the characters themselves are horrible to each other in different ways, you still ship it. They're liar, cheaters, abusers, but y'all really are going up for it. It is an odd. It's always been odd to me, ever since I reacted to Tarn Type. So like I understand. I've seen the toxic mindsets of the fandom when it comes to stuff like this. So I'm not surprised, but I'm still questioning that thought process. I still don't understand it. It's disgusting. I'm not. I know I wasn't going to attack anyone, but that thought process is disgusting. It doesn't make any sense. This boy done did this to this person. Like watching these shows, like seeing them do these horrible things, and then, oh well, it's their upbringing. Oh well, they were just upset. They were just jealous. Oh, they just right. But y'all ship this. This is love. Got it. Next comment. Basically saying the same thing. I'm gonna keep it real. Although I think Nick is a good guy, I don't completely feel bad for him since day one. Nick has put himself in a situation. I do agree that Boston gave him false hope. However, Boston never claimed Nick as his boyfriend. True. Nick knows that Boston is playing games, but he continues to hang out with Boston, hoping he'll change his mind. I don't agree with Boston playing with Nick's emotions. However, Nick is allowing. So, yep. Also, Nick isn't innocent either. He went through Boston's phone. Okay. I guess I didn't realize y'all kept saying in the comment section that Nick was violating privacy a long time ago. But now I'm reading these comments again out loud. I'm saying lots of you guys do agree that Nick, from the beginning, has been out here wilding and doing things he shouldn't be doing. And I really wish I really would have recalled that earlier. I just, you know what I mean? Like I just so fun to me. I know we're having like discussion. It may get heated in the comment section below in this video. I know, which isn't great, but this is so fun. Um, Here's my thoughts on Top. I never hated Top's character. I feel like Top is charming, but also a bit arrogant. I feel like he's really trying to pursue Mew, even though his initial goal is just to sleep with him. I do feel like him sleeping with Boston is a little trashy, however, but I understand why he did it. Me too. I think it's bad that he did it, but I'm also like, I get why you did it, but bestie. Ooh. Um, Top is already upset hearing the news about Mew in Boston. The new, oh, the news about Mew from Boston. But I also think that he's just horny. And since he stopped sleeping around for 3 months, he's hoping that Mew will claim him as his boyfriend. I'm not excusing Top's behavior because he is dating Mew, but he's not his boyfriend. I think Mew, I like Mew, but it's clear that he's playing games with Top. That's what I'm saying. I think he's playing games too. He does like this boy. The feelings they have for each other are mutual, but there's like, it's a gray area. There's games being played. There's people. Like I said, Boston's churning the butter, churning the wheels of deception. So as far as the friendship of the group goes, I just want to know what's Boston's and Mew's issue. I feel like they're both shitty towards one another. I did not pick up on that. I understand that Boston was a little more, mm, you know, after he found out that Top wants to pursue Mew romantically. He's been kind of like slightly stank, but nothing overtly stank. So I may go back and watch the episodes to kind of see, because I like this. If we pick up on Boston being a little bit more like towards Mew, I want to see that, because that makes him a little more juicier. Like he's pursuing, because he did get into Mew's ear about he's trying to stop their situation, and it worked. Mew broke up with him, but I don't know if I saw him being like shady, and they're kind of like, I see Ray and Top being more shady towards each other than Boston and Mew. But I'm gonna take your word for it, because I like that headcanon if that's the truth. Um, where was I at? Also, Boston stayed throwing shit at Mew. To Top saying he's better in bed. Yep. Ew. Boston was wrong for going after Top, knowing his friends dating him. Once again, I'm loving all the drama that's unfolding. Me too. I'm obsessed with it. It's unfortunate that these queer individuals are going through this messy stuff. It's not even that messy yet, but it's going to get messy, as we saw based on the ending, based on the preview of the next episode. It's going to get messy, messy, messiana. But I'm living for it. I know that may be kind of bad, but it's so exciting. I like to see what they. Lastly, about Ray. I'm not mad that Ray ditched Sand to get Mew. Me either. I think I would be annoyed if I was saying like, damn, we really okay, bet. I'm not sure if people are upset that happened. I don't know, but I'm not upset. I do think it's aggravating. It's just another reason why Ray is aggravating, but I'm not like mad at him about it. I mean, that's his best friend and what he should do. However, Ray being persistent in trying to sleep with Sand again. Once Sand finally gave in to him, he quickly stopped because of Mew. You know what? I feel like Ray could have given him some before going. You know what? He could have. I know there's a sense of urgency and he needs to go pick up Mew. I get it. You're right. He could have gave a little real quick and then like bounce, because he's not going to stay the night at Sand's place. So, and you can definitely do a quickie. That would have kind of lit though. Because now, because he didn't, now there's back to being the tension between, because Sam was like, you know what, I'm not doing this with you no more. We good. We're good, buddy. I have my own rules. I'm a little drunk. I'm a little tired. I gave into this, but you know what, actually, I'm fine. Go help your little friend. I'm good. And we know next episode, Ray's going to try to pursue Sand again. We know. Even though Sand's like, I'm not trying to do this with you, he's still going to persist. So we're going to see that. But he should have gave him some, though, before he left. Ugh. Although Ray can be annoying, I'm rooting for Sand and Ray as a couple. But I'm more interested in learning more about Ray's alcoholic storyline. I kind of agree with you on that. like I said, I do find Ray annoying, but I do kind of ship them because, even though he's like in love with Mew, he's not crossing that line with him. At least in the current timeline. I guess in the past he tried to, and Mew, I think Mew's gonna reject him. That's when he rejects him for real. Um, but it just seems like out of all the pairs, Ray and Sam might be a better route to go. Even though Ray's like, I'm just not. I'm trying to be friends with benefits with you. I'm not trying to be with you. He does. I like that someone can like two people. He can be in love with me, but also like Sand. Like I like that. That's realistic to me. Like people can like multiple people and feel other people, and one situation you can't pursue because that person doesn't like you, but y'all friends, and the other one, he doesn't like you, but you're breaking him down slowly and surely because you're charming. I guess I don't know. But I like that. Next comment. People have problem with morally great characters, it seems, especially in the BL universe. Personally, I'm genuinely finding these all characters interesting so far. Me too. Even Mew. I just don't like the mixed signals and lukewarm vibes he's giving Top. He is giving mixed signals. It is presented in more of a playful way, and Top is kind of like rocking with it in a way, but it is a bit lukewarm and it's kind of mixed signally, especially him breaking up with him after he said he will be with him. And he's like, "Oh, let's take it slow. Let's start over." It is a bit of a like a shift again, but it seems like Top is kind of like rocking with it because he really does like this boy, and I do think Mew likes him, but I just think Boston getting to his ear and all these other things kind of keeping him in this gray area still. So it is kind of mixed signals, but I think it's okay. I think Top is like, it's fine. But I guess it's not fine because he busted down with Boston. Generally speaking, though, I think there's nothing wrong with people who just want to have physical relationships with no commitment as long as they're upfront about it. I do agree. Because forcing someone to commit when they are not at the point in their lives does not yield good results. Hope Nick is listening. That is true. I know it's like Boston is terrible for like leading him on, but he done told you he ain't want to be with you. He's indulging in the nookie you're giving him. Eh, that's your fault, Bossy, for continuing this. Like I hope I had wish that maybe Nick could confide maybe in Sand in the scenario to get some advice and see if he decided to continue with Boston or drop it. Obviously, it'd be more messy if he continues, which he's going to, it seems. But I wish he had someone to talk to about it. Someone left a very long comment. I'm not doing this comment. I'm so sorry, y'all. This video is probably already too long as it is, but this comment is so long. Let me see. I'm skimming through this comment. It is so long. My God. Um, it's basically saying, Top should have talked to Mew and not slept with Boston. That whole thing. And he didn't tell Mew that Boston was trying to pursue him sexually. That's a red flag. Okay, let me ask y'all this. Should Top have told Mew that Boston was trying to flirt with him? Part of me is kind of like, I guess he should have. But part of me doesn't make any sense either. Because why would he do that? Why would he tell his friend trying to pursue him? Because I'm trying to think of what. Because they'll make the friendship group implode in a way. Or Boston could deny it, cause fighting. Mew could be like, I'm not going to deal with you either. But yeah, let me know your thoughts below on this whole thing. I will see you guys in the next video.